All right, let me catch you up from the last couple weeks. We are still pushing towards this MVP. I know I have said that a bunch of times now, but I'm putting it here for the world. I'm saying it here right now that at the end of this week, I'm gonna have finished the project creation and edit process so that I can turn my focus onto tidying up other things. I think I'm gonna hide a couple of the buttons rather than doing alerts like feature coming soon. I think I'm just not going to show them at all. They're not important things to show, like the notifications bell or the little toolbox icon, which, like I said, they don't do anything right now. So I'm gonna hide those, but after that, it's code cutoff time because we need to switch our focus into setting up test flight and making sure that the beta testers that I have lined up that are eager to test this thing have a seamless, badass onboarding process, catch any of the early bugs that they have identified, and then start talking with them. You know, these are the clients. Start talking with the clients to understand exactly what's next on the roadmap. Is it notifications? Is it the toolbox? Is it the finances? What is more important? I have my opinions, but obviously they're the ones who are gonna be paying for the app and they need to identify what this roadmap is. So I wanna make sure I deliver the best onboarding process I can. But first, we need to go hit the gym, we need to get a coffee, and I'll see you at the coffee shop, so let's go. So we're at this cool spot downtown. Gotta say, fun drink. I'm normally a hot coffee kind of guy, but it's quite toasty outside, so they call this a Cafe Fredo. It's a nice coffee, got oat milk, caramel. Beautiful, delicious. But let's start diving into the actual creation and edit flow. And truthfully, I haven't finished the create brand new flow yet, but if I can do the edit flow, the create flow is exactly the same, just without default values. One of the issues, before we dive in, one of the issues here that I have hopefully solved is to make a project, there is quite a lot of data that you need right out of the gate. And I don't want that to be some super obnoxious, exhausting experience. So I opted toward this like multi-step wizard type flow. Hopefully it'll make the enjoyment of creating this work much more seamless. So right out of the gate, you know, you come to your project details screen and you go and you click your edit button up here in the right. The reason why no image here showed up is because I actually don't have an image set on this project, and the Benchbox logo right now is just the placeholder. But you come back into the edit flow and right out of the gate, it wants the project basics. So the project name, what it's due, because that's the most critical part as part of your Kanban board. And then you can come and upload a photo. So simple upload photo. This actually will upload it over to the Supabase backend. You can see the console logs here got signed URLs for this Supabase backend. And now we can come through and start stepping through this wizard. The second screen is all about extra, you know, metadata, additional data, but stuff that will be super helpful for algorithms I hope to implement in the future. For example, one of the big things with woodworking is a lot of your projects are very seasonal. You have garden boxes. You're not gonna make garden boxes in the winter. You're going to make them, you know, in the spring and in the summer and sell them because they're gonna sell like hotcakes then, right? So that's where I want to start acquiring additional metadata about a single project so that I could programmatically start recommending you work when you need a little inspiration and kind of gamify the app in a way without it being super sketch. So you have your customer information. You can set the project difficulty. Once again, maybe you're looking for an easy project. Boom, here's all your easy projects you've done in the past. You can go ahead and select your completion time, so hours and minutes. The reason I'm tracking this and why I think it's gonna be such a sick metric to track, it'll give me the ability to programmatically target if you're on target, if you're slow, if you're fast, you know, if you're overestimating. And ultimately, I think that's gonna allow the woodworker to better price their products. If you price something at $200, but it takes you $400 worth of work, well, you just lost a lot of money and a lot of time. So ideally, this will allow them to really see what it's truly taking, assuming that they log their time. You can set your season. Once again, here's your fall, spring, summer. And then if you want to tag some projects, you can add multiple tags, once again, to help classify this data a little more and make it a little more friendly and a little more usable. And before I dive into the next screen, one of the biggest challenges that quite truthfully, I'm still working through right now, and I would love to know what y'all think about this so far. I need a way to tightly integrate the inventory into the application such that when they make a project, they can only allocate inventory that they have in their inventory table, or they can add a brand new fresh right there, which will then, for them, get allocated to said table. The big point of this application is to allow you to seamlessly manage both your inventory and your projects, and they should be in like a harmony with one another. So here's what I have so far. You come into the next screen, and it's first gonna ask you to start selecting your inventory. That's what this drop down is for. You can click the drop down, and this actually makes a call to Supabase to hit the inventory table, just get back a couple columns like the name, the ID, available quantity, and the category, which allows me to create these rows. You can see, hey, here's sandpaper 120 grit. We have 50 available. I haven't completed it yet. This is where we're kind of work in progress, but the intention here is that they'll be able to click that row, allocate that inventory item to their project, and then increase or decrease the quantity that they need. What this is going to do is when they submit this project, it is going to subtract all of that available inventory from their catalog of gear and keep those things married together. If they know, like, hey, this is a brand new product, they can come and click the plus sign and allocate that to their system. So you are all caught up. That's the deep dive of the project creation right now. I am still holding true. I put it out in the world. I'm going to finish this create edit flow by the end of the week. Very excited to have this because I think this is really the major piece to put out this MVP. So I'm gonna get back to work and I'll see you all in a little while. All right, that wraps up that little dev sesh. I hope y'all enjoyed some of the project updates. This is a lot of fun. I'm still really excited to finish out this project detail screen. And in the next video, we're gonna talk about how I just completely ditched Supabase off. Y'all probably already know where I went, but we'll talk about that in the next video. I gotta get home, finish this fun drink, and keep going. We have momentum. We need to keep this momentum up, having a lot of fun. Because we have some beta users that are just itching to get into this app, and I'm very excited to share that process and journey with you all. We need to start thinking about like analytics and how we're gonna track some of that user data. We'll have to integrate revenue cats because obviously this will be a paid product. There's still a ton of work to do, so let's get back to work. And with that, I will see you all next week. Peace.